Have you ever been in the circumstance where your accountant has been stealing millions from your tax return, but then they died while hiking in the Amazon rainforest, but you're still unable to receive any compensation for it? No worries, man, just put their dead body on trial and call it a day. The Cadaver Synod took place during a period of political instability in Italy. This period had a bazillion popes appointed in the last 8 years, of which only a few of them made it out of their reign alive. This was the result of the Pope's power to crown the Holy Roman Emperor, which means that every new Pope was immediately plunged into a high-stakes environment with their life always at risk. Almost like being in the final zone when you're about to win your first Fortnite game when you were 12. Pope Formosus passed away on April 4th, 896, shortly after crowning Arnulf of Carinthia the Holy Roman Emperor. At a Roman synod, the political opponent and successor of Pope Formosus, Stephen VI, conducted what would be later called the Cadaver Synod, in which Stephen VI tries the corpse of the late Formosus in January 897, literally a whole 9 months after his death. Stephen VI previously had disposed of his enemy in the Tiber River, which was quite the ancient tradition. For centuries, the river was where ancient Romans disposed of their most infamous criminals. It carries the bodies of emperors, political rivals, and early Christians, and me, if my group chats ever got leaked. For all of human history, the Tiber was basically where you threw anyone you didn't like, and you wanted to exile from life, from society, and even from memory. So you're telling me, if I throw my literature teacher I have in this bag right here, in this river, I will forget them? Yeah. Back on land, Stephen VI propped up the corpse of this man, dressed them up all nice in his Sunday formal, and held constant accusations at my boy Formosus, with the accused remaining stoically silent, as one might expect. In the words of historian George Ives, the old man's body, like a monstrous doll, might nod and bend while their tenants supported it, or collapse in a ghastly bundle if they left it alone, but it made no sound. And the deacon, bro, we get it, bro, he's dead. Alright, that is pretty funny. He also had a deacon which represented him and answered for the corpse, apparently. Well, at least he had rights to legal representation. I hereby propose the Pope should be sentenced to death. My strange deacon, what does he respond to that? Hold on, he's talking. Give me a second. No, he said. I got him. During the middle of the trial, an earthquake shook the room, which many thought was a clear sign from God. I don't know why these people even needed a whole earthquake to realize that a dead man cannot participate in a legal proceeding. But even when the room was shaking, and this was clearly wrong, Stephen VI had no chill. He persisted with his case, and eventually, the dead pope was found guilty of usurping the papacy. Good old Stevo declared all his acts as pope null and void, and basically removed him of all privileges. That would matter a lot to a dead man. Formosus's body was stripped of its rich garments that Stephen VI literally put on for him, and then they dressed him in rags. 3 of his fingers, the fingers of Benedictine, in which he was giving people blessings with, he was like doing the blah 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 blah, and his body was shortly buried in a graveyard, which then they dug him up and cast him back into the river. They were like, actually, yeah, nah, why do we give him a better resting place? And chucked him back where they got him from. Although this might have been a massive law and justice W for Stephen VI, within a few months he was imprisoned, and then he was later strangled to death, with his reign lasting a little over a year. Well folks, what can we learn from this? It's that what goes around must come round. Thank you all very much for watching this video.